Yo, 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 welcome back to White Dads Can't Jump. Here we are with the main man, Chad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He is rocking the Dell computer tonight, so we
Yeah.
are here, set up live, ready to roll. Um,
Might come in and
Michael
out a little bit. You
Dell,
never know.
my Michael Dell is actually one of the top 10 richest people in the world. Based on your
Hmm.
computer experience tonight, do you easily reconcile how he got there?
Well, I can because I remember the commercials. Dude, you're getting a Dell. Remember those?
Yeah, and dude, you got a
Those
Dell.
are super. Those are super popular back in the day. So I can see how that was a big. I think my first laptop in college 20 years ago, 25 years ago, I guess now was a Dell. As I looked at the date, this is a little off base here, but 26 years ago today, the Sega Dreamcast dropped on 9/9/99. That was a big day because obviously it
Wow.
was the nines and it was the Sega Dreamcast, and that was a big moment. Obviously, people probably don't know what a Sega Dreamcast is, so you can imagine that didn't go over as well as
And you didn't
maybe
miss
they had
much.
hoped. Yeah, so there was that. One of the weird quirks with the Dreamcast is that they put now for the audience here, and hopefully people of our age will remember this, but uh, controllers to consoles used to be wired, and so you had to sit within like 4 feet, if not shorter, to the TV. So there
Right.
was none of this like I'm going to sit on the couch and I'm going to relax and play. No, you were right on top of the thing. And
To
the
be fair,
Dreamcast,
the screens were 20 inches, so you had to sit a lot
that's
closer
true. You did
too.
have to be closer, right? That's true. So the Dreamcast, so you're sitting there, and the wire was actually on the bottom of the controller, if you can imagine, instead of on the top. So the
Right.
wire was actually like tucked underneath the back side of it as you're playing. So like if you turned it towards you, it's upside down. So I don't know what they were thinking with that, but anyway,
All
Sega
right. Well,
Dreamcast.
as long as we're going in different directions. Last night, my daughter. Okay, the kids go outside. My daughter has decided that she wants to throw the football around. I say, great. My son is flying a kite. Okay, real Norman Rockwell stuff going on here.
Yeah, that is
So
very nice.
my this the the kite, amazingly, he gets it in the air. My son, 6 years old, is sprinting down the street, down the sidewalk, gets it in the air, and we yell, "Stop, stop, stop." And I think that he thinks that we're just messing with him. What he doesn't realize is that the kite is about to go in the tree. It
Mm,
absolutely careens into the tree, and now he's upset because it's stuck in the tree. I'm like, all right, buddy, don't worry. We'll get the kite out. Don't worry. Why don't you just come play football with your sister and I? Relax for a minute, whatever. So, you saying the Sega Dreamcast with the cord going the wrong way made me think of this. Um, Claire apparently has been playing football with the girls and maybe the boys, I'm not really sure, at recess. And they've gotten a little sophisticated. This is not just a simple game of catch. They actually have someone playing center. They didn't know it was called a center,
okay.
but now they do. And
Okay.
so my Claire says that my son is going to be the center. He gets in the proper center pose, puts the ball where it goes, and when I go to put my hand down there to receive the ball, he was pretty sure he needed to call Child Protective Services because I had just done something that was completely out of line and I had the cord going the wrong way.
Yeah.
I I explained to him that
Yeah.
ball security is paramount in the game of
Yeah.
football,
In
and
more ways than one,
therefore,
trust me. Let me. I will tell you not to get too CPS on us here, but I remember playing football and being a quarterback, and when you're full pads, it's fine. But when you're in shorts and helmet and you're up under there,
yeah,
there's not a lot. I mean, you become very.
it's full contact.
You know a lot about the center at that point. So yeah, yeah. The back of the hand's been in a lot of places. Nowadays they go in
Right.
shotguns. So they don't do that anymore. But back in the day, you're way up in there.
Right.
We never made eye contact. That was the rule in the huddle. Don't make eye contact.
I mean, buy dinner, do something, for God's sake. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
So, uh, So far, CPS has not shown up, so I assume that was not a valid threat coming from him.
Yeah, well, that's good.
I think the other piece of tech news today, I mean, obviously your Dreamcast reference, super modern. But today also the Apple 17 came out. So how excited are you?
You know, I'm not an Apple connoisseur or person. Like the only time I've ever had an Apple is when it was given to me for job work. For like I had to have it, and the irony of that is that then we use all Google services within the app. So I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Could we not have done this on a Windows device?
Right. So I don't know what the situation is there. But yeah, I'm a Samsung Android cell phone guy. Obviously the Dell tonight. So yeah, Apple doesn't. I mean, I was put off by Apple in the beginning because I didn't like the one button. That felt weird to me. That was always weird. And I understand that you can press
on the
it
mouse,
and
you're saying.
Yeah,
okay,
the one
back
button
in the day.
mouse. Yeah.
Yep.
And I wasn't a fan of that. So
okay.
I like Apple TV.
I'm going to be honest with you. I've done the research. I am, your field reporter on the ground, coming to you live for all of the updates here. And what I will tell you is more of the same. Because
what can we do? What can we do now?
Bingo. So hey, I'll tell you what we did. We tripled to 48 megapixels on the camera.
Perfect.
Did you have crappy pictures before?
No.
So are you going to notice 48 megapixels? This is like the argument.
No, I guess because weren't kids going back to people are going back to handheld cameras, are they not? Wasn't that a thing? Didn't I see this happening?
And the super.
So maybe they're trying to combat that.
Maybe that's it. I mean, obviously, history like a pendulum, I believe, is what the
it goes back and forth.
Humanities department says.
Yeah.
Speaking of the humanities department, I just want to do a public service announcement here real quick.
Should be good.
How many electoral votes does it take in order to elect a president of the United States? Could you please help out the audience with that?
It's funny because, if you watch anything, it's always the road to 270. So, I mean, you would think that would resonate
your clue
somewhere. But
all right.
Yeah, maybe not. But, one thing before you pivoted off to technology, I thought it'd be fun maybe if we could go back a little bit and see what was the new cell phone tech, like 10 years ago, or like that Samsung introduced that kind of went away. Because the one thing that popped in my head, because remember when Samsung thought it'd be cool to touch phones and then transfer photos?
Yes.
Do you remember that? Did that go away? Is that still a thing?
Well,
it's gone
in the Apple world. It is somebody's screaming at their computer right now. It is AirDrop, so you don't actually have to touch. But if you're just like within because post COVID you can't touch. So now if you're just like immediately next to the phone, then you can just send it on over.
So the AirDrop, I'm Apple literate. So just to explain this, the AirDrop, from what I understand, you can't. Do you pinpoint who you're dropping to, or is it just an open drop?
Oh, interesting question, my friend. So when AirDrop technology first came out, the default setting set by Apple when they released the feature was that your AirDrop was always set to receive from everyone. So in the early days, you wanted to go back about 10 years. I don't know if this is quite 10 years, but almost. There were some jokesters on a plane that got a good idea that everybody on that plane probably needed to see an illicit picture. So they
that's literally a story that I was thinking about.
Right,
was that story on the airplane?
Pushed the illicit picture to everybody who had their AirDrop open, and if you're sitting on a plane, you're like, "Oh, weird! I'm in the air. How'd I get a message?" Hello.
Yeah, right. We all hit the Mile High Club today.
So Apple rethought that, retooled, and decided to go with you know what? Maybe we'll just let people choose who they're going to receive messages from.
Right. Yeah, because that's what I thought. I thought there was a story about that would take place. Because, it's funny, too, with the camera. Because maybe 2 years ago, Apple was hyping that commercials were being made with an iPhone.
Right. They're hyping that again, by the way.
and like filmed exclusively in iPhone. So are now like we've gone because I mean, what are the megapixels in an iPhone now? 24,
Well, it's 48
12,
times
48,
one third because they tripled it to 48.
so 16.
Yeah.
So it went from 16 megapixels. And how? What's the price on the new iPhone?
Well,
1,000,
that's
12,
interesting.
15.
No, okay, so they've splintered off. Like it used to be under Steve Jobs, you bought an iPhone. Why did you buy
Right, I
an
remember this.
iPhone? Because we made the best possible version. We only made one.
Right.
You get to pick between 3 colors, and that's it. Well, our new buddy Tim Cook, he has a couple of different thoughts on that. He thinks
He's a little
that
more
you could
flamboyant.
he thinks you could get the ultra thin Marvel. He thinks that you could get the full iPhone 17 Pro or Pro Max, or you could also get the new Air, which have price ranges from $7.99 to looks like $14.99, something like that. So now you can
Is Air the Air is the code for the poor person model?
actually they have less feature-rich models than the Air. The S is typically the one that denotes. So think Mercedes backwards.
Oh,
So typically,
right.
if you get a
I see.
Mercedes, S means you're in good shape.
Yeah. It's like the
a little
Samsung A20 or whatever you see at Boost Mobile.
Yes, that is exactly right.
Yeah.
You two can technically hold an iPhone, but it's not the one your friend has. So, was there something else you wanted to say about the camera?
There was, but I forgot what it was.
All right, fair enough.
Well, because like for me, like cameras are uninteresting because I don't take pictures. So it
Your wife does
seems
all the picture
that I'm.
taking.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not interested in it. I like to experience
Just no interest
situations,
in
you know.
any moment that she might have, just not.
Yeah, but I absorb it and then I remember it and then I'll forget it.
You
And
live
then
in the moment.
I live in the moment, right? In the moment. Yeah.
I know that mom guilt is a mom thing. The only sort of pang of dad guilt I ever have is taking pictures of the kids. I'm like, I know that I'm going to want to see you do this later, and so I am pretty quick on the camera. And so that is an important feature to me, but what I was going to say is this is like TVs. Why have we not immediately progressed from 4K to 8K to 16K? Because literally scientifically speaking, your eye can't discern the difference.
Right.
It is so crystal clear now that it literally doesn't make a difference. Like technically it's better, but you're never going to know that.
Yeah, and the source material you're getting isn't going to be because to get the full experience, you need like hardwired, you need like discs, you need all of it. Like you're not getting if you're streaming anything, you're not getting the full capacity on streaming. You need to get the 4K discs to get the.
I will give Apple credit.
effects.
They do a good job on their Apple TV of all their content. If you stream it, it's really high end. They do a good job with that. But okay, so the main headline here has nothing to do with the phone, actually, in my opinion, or the camera. It is the AirBuds, or the AirPods. So the new AirPods now act as.
What are they doing now?
They are hearing aids
Oh,
and translators.
okay.
So here's what I think.
That's interesting. So real time translations.
Yes. So they can, and this is a read between the lines feature. This isn't part of the official pamphlet, but my takeaway is like you could get these for your dad, and now for the first time, your dad would be able to fully understand what your mom is saying. It is like built in. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and it'll put it into his language so that he'll understand. And the other thing is, it mutes out, the sound, and then it will just consolidate it down. So like it might take, your mom 3 or 4 minutes to say something, and then it'll tell your dad, take out the trash.
Right. Yeah, that's
Again,
an interesting feature.
Not an official feature, but I assume when they said translation, that's what they were referring to.
Well, when you said translation, I thought Patty, our friend Patty from last week at the airport, she'll have a much easier time finding her wife now.
Finding her wife, yeah. I mean, those wives are tricky. They just sort of slip away on you.
Just disappear. You look one way and they're gone.
The other thing, okay, and this is the last thing we need to cover on this new Apple thing. The Apple Watch is now going to send you hypertension alerts. So
yeah.
as your stress levels rise, so before when you wore the watch and your wife was giving you the sermon on taking out the garbage, your watch would go off because your hypertension would be going up. But now with the Translate,
Ding, 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 ding.
No. With the Translate, your hypertension stays down. You get the clean translation, and everything's smooth.
Yeah, you know, I've been wearing the smartwatch for a couple months now. I have the Samsung 7, and it has all these health features on there. Like it will tell you if you're relaxed or stressed, and I want to be like, do I need to be told that? Like, do I need to sit for a minute? You have to sit still for a minute for it to read you, and then it tells you, oh, you're relaxed. Congratulations. Well, thanks.
Because you made me sit here for a minute.
I needed that.
Yes, meditation. The Chinese have known this for thousands of years. Deep breathing.
Yeah, those Tibetan monks.
Right, they're all over it.
They don't have smartwatches.
I am shocked that SNL has not made a skit about someone sitting in a corporate environment in a meeting with their health watch on, and as soon as their boss talks or something, the thing starts going nuts. Like their hypertension monitor goes off. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we could write that and send it in.
Yeah,
I'm sure we have an SNL cast member that watches.
SNL just, I don't know what the circumstances were, but 5 people either left or were asked to not come back.
I saw we had a mass exodus.
A big mass exodus.
I don't know if people are still watching SNL as they used to. I can't imagine the ratings are as high. People just don't watch TV. That's late at night too, obviously.
Well, yeah. Yeah, it is late at night. It's definitely more of a, if you're going to watch it, more like a record it and watch it later kind of situation.
Yeah, I used to love it when I was a kid. Stay up because it felt exciting on Saturday night, staying up to watch. Now when you're an adult, you're just like, Saturday is a good opportunity to go to bed on time.
Right. The science has proven that your body doesn't know the difference between the weekend and the weekday. So like your whole rationale of it's the weekend, I'm going to stay up later isn't a thing. Right. I'm guessing, though, that it hasn't been disclosed yet, and one of them just won that big lottery. Did you hear about this?
Well, 2 people won the big... 2 people? Where is it? Like Montana and
Texas and somewhere else. I don't remember.
Texas, but somewhere else, yeah. So that's... I mean, obviously, I'm not going to complain if I split $1.7 billion, but part of me is going to be a little upset that I have to split it.
Oh, really? Is that
because it's well, I mean, it's gone this long without somebody winning it, and then 2 people win it. That just seems
really,
like
Bob, really,
really good bad luck.
Listen, as soon as that check clears, I mean, so I think it was closer to like 1.8 or something. So 900,000. So after taxes, you wake up and you've got $450 million sitting in your account.
Right.
You won the lottery tonight. On Friday, today is Tuesday. On Friday, you are the lottery has informed you that the wire will clear and the $450 million taxes paid will be in your checking account. Mm-hmm. What happens next?
Well, I think the prudent thing would be to call the financial advisor and say, hey, I got some money coming in here.
But no one ever says that on a podcast. So now what do you do?
And then after that, it's hard to say because it would be so surreal because nothing would ever cost anything again, essentially. Like unless you just were ridiculous with it. So
that's a good point.
I think I would, I have some things on the wish list that I haven't pulled the trigger on yet that I would probably dive into. One of them being a sword from the movie Blade.
We're not going to run down a list of things that you could actually get right now.
That's been sitting in the wish list. It's $57, but I'm not ready to pull the trigger on that.
It's sitting in your Amazon cart. Okay, ladies and gentlemen,
so that's one.
This is a real fact, and this gives you actually some great background into the main man Chad here. He once told me that if he had an abundance of wealth, what he would do would be to start ordering guacamole at Chipotle. Because right now, it seems like an exorbitant expense. But with the right level of wealth, he would
That's a luxury. That's a luxury. That and the other thing I might start doing is ordering a drink. And I'm not even saying alcoholic drink, just a drink when I go out to a restaurant. I I have drank water ever since I had to start paying for myself. So probably 20 years at this point
Right.
that I
Well,
will not order a drink. I
your
remember
body
one
and your
time
skin, thank you.
when my wife and I were first dating. We had a wager and I had won, and she had to buy me dinner, and I ordered a Sprite, and I could see the anger in her eyes, knowing that I got the Sprite only because I knew I didn't have to pay for it because it's water across the board. But that day I got a Sprite. I remember it was at an all you
That
can eat seafood buffet.
that says so
And I
much
said, you know
about
what?
your relationship.
I will take a Sprite today. Thank you.
I think I think that the audience needs to know. This is sort of like the release of the Epstein files. I think the audience needs to know what the bet was that got her and you into that little pickle.
I think it was a football game. I think it was a
Oh, okay.
Redskins Bengals game back in the day when the Redskins still weren't offensive to anyone.
And so now you just settle up with Hard Rock because it's easier to settle up with them than ordering a Sprite at your
Yeah.
winning
Well, on
dinner.
hey, that's a good segue for Sunday. Make sure you tune in to the NFL Week
Yes.
2 picks because we got some exciting sports betting information for you, um, and our picks for the week.
Our personal thoughts on what we're doing.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
exactly right.
Good stuff.
So speaking of which, last night, obviously the Bears Vikings game went exactly as everybody anticipated. Um, every time I see a play like what happened, like the first score with the Bears quarterback running in the touchdown, I think somebody just got rich because that is absolutely a prop bet where it pays plus 2,500 or plus 3,000 if you're willing to take that bet. And man, if you hit on that thing, time for all you can eat seafood and Sprite. I mean, it's coming.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's crazy because the prop bets, obviously, you are just blowing money into the wind at that point. Like, there's no way you're going to win. And
Right.
you can throw out a couple of them because if you do 10 of them and you win one, you're still covering yourself. Not that I do
Yeah.
this because it makes me nervous. I do the prop bets that I feel very confident with, as I guess all my bets are, but then they turn out not to be at the
Until I'm like,
end of the day.
cash out.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
tried to the other day. It didn't work, but I'll tell that story later.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Okay, so then I guess this is the only one story. We'll get into the full Sunday night rundown. But I saw the only thing I want to say though about the Bears game is my wife is a diehard Packers fan. So and my grandfather's from Wisconsin, but I kind of married into the Packers thing. And
Mm-hmm.
over the years, I have seen an absolutely unflinching will for the Bears to lose. Like I have never seen a team more committed to losing, maybe across the entire NFL. And
Yeah, it
so
is shocking.
even after they went up 7, the odds were plus 250 for the Vikings, and I took it. And fortunately, that 22-year-old quarterback finally figured out how to play in the fourth quarter, well after I was asleep. But my hat's off to him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the nice thing about in-game betting, obviously, is that
Yeah.
you can get the flow of the game and then you can make a decision based on that. I mean, that's 2 games in a row that you would have made huge if you bet at the start of the fourth quarter because the Bills came back huge. Speaking of, I
Yep.
saw a video and I saw someone's bet slip. Someone bet 200,000 on the Ravens that paid out 181. And obviously, like you think for 90% of that game, you're like, I just got $180,000 today.
And you
And
could
then
have
all of a
cashed out
sudden,
for big money.
right. And all of a sudden, everything just falls apart. It's crazy
Yeah.
how it's going on. So there's been some big money winners, I'm sure, last weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, okay, but we'll cover more of that on our Sunday show, and we've got more picks,
Yep.
and we will go over wins and losses. Excited to see that, and excited to make our predictions for next week. I've got. We're gonna just go. We're gonna NASCAR this and left hand turn this. I
All right.
found one for you. Have you
Okay.
ever been pulled over?
One time.
Okay. Have you ever had a interaction with law enforcement outside of being pulled over
No.
for any reason?
No.
Okay.
No.
So
Like, no. No.
feeling like it's a no. Okay.
Now, the one time I did get pulled over, I did the worst thing you could possibly do is I got out of the car and opened the trunk.
Oh my God. To get your shotgun out and show them or what?
To get my wallet, I was coming home from an amusement park. This was in Virginia. I was coming home from an amusement park and my wallet was in the trunk. So I needed my license. And this was before cops were shooting people or making news for shooting people on the side of the street. So I was like, oh, well, I need to get my license. So I get out.
Be right with you, officer.
Hold on a second. Pop the trunk.
How'd that go for you?
He told me to get back in the car.
Did he draw his gun?
No, maybe. No, not at me. He probably touched it, I'm sure. But I was just,
Right.
I was beelining it right to the trunk to get my license. I didn't know.
So a man and a woman in Ohio come home from a lovely night out, and they notice that their second vehicle, the door is ajar. And so they're a little freaked out, and they sort of poke their head in. They don't really see anything, but they don't really know. So they call the police. Within about 5 minutes, there's a cop standing at the edge of their driveway with the lights flashing. No sirens, but the lights are flashing. So they come out. They're like, "Oh, well, the police are here. We're gonna get this thing sorted out." The cop stands there and stares at him. As they walk down the driveway, the cop begins to walk towards them, but starts to stumble. This officer apparently had responded to the call from a local Applebee's and may have gotten a little
Was he eating
carried
chicken
away.
tenders? Was he eating chicken tenders?
I'm going to assume that's why he was there. But he also found the bar while he was there. And when a second officer showed up, the second officer did a field sobriety test and then actually took the blood alcohol of the officer. It was 0.16. Twice the legal limit in Ohio.
Yeah.
You want to know what the real pickle about that is? Is that you then get charged with drunk and brandishing a weapon.
Oh. Well, why was the
Yeah.
car door ajar? Do we know why the car was?
No.
Oh.
All attention went to the drunk cop once the drunk
Meanwhile,
cop showed up. So
serial killer got away.
The serial killer got away. There could have been a full-blown robbery. We don't know.
Now, I can see why, and I can see Applebee's, they don't do it anymore, but they used to do really cheap Long Island iced teas
Yes.
at Applebee's. Remember that?
You're absolutely right.
That was like their thing. So, I mean, you could get lit up pretty good on a couple of Long Islands at Applebee's. You know, you get some chicken tenders. You got some ranch coming back to you. You're hanging out. I mean, where else on a Friday night are you going to go other than Applebee's? Eating good in the neighborhood.
A Long Island iced tea is whiskey, vodka. Like, what do they put in that thing?
I don't know.
It's like 5 different alcohols.
But if they do it right, it's delicious.
Have you had a good experience?
Or that used to be my drink of choice.
Oh, I had no
Yeah,
idea.
I used to go Long Island's. Yeah, that was my jam. And then I got a little south of the border. Now I'm more of a margarita guy. Pre-made though. Pre-mix.
Yeah, the fresh ones. That's where they get you.
right out of the bottle.
I love it. Well,
I don't need a cup. No cup. No, thank you.
That was probably the officer's policy that night. No
Yeah,
cup,
no
no
doubt.
thank you.
Well, it's funny, up in Pennsylvania, they have these slushy machines, but they're like liquor slushies at the gas stations. So you just go to the gas station.
So, but what goes without saying is that you getting into the gas station is a built-in like checkpoint for how you're doing on the night. In Louisiana, they have drive-through slushy stations.
Oh,
Like, no need for you to get out of the car. We're sure you're doing fine. Just roll on in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
What
Do
could
they have
happen?
a DUI checkpoint on the other side of it?
Right. The cops at the end of the driveway going, "Sir,
Yeah.
did you just buy a slushie? Is that your first one tonight?" I don't think that's a good
Yeah.
plan. Okay.
Don't drink and drive,
Well,
kids.
yeah, I think the messaging here is definitely don't drink and drive. Definitely check out the new AirPods if you need any translation services, and join us Sunday night for dun
Sunday
dun
morning.
dun dun. I don't think we can say that. We probably need to get some sort of like copyright. We got to call the NFL. All right, we're gonna call the NFL and make sure we can say dun 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 dun. And we will be back with you Sunday to see how our picks are going. Main man Chad, any final thoughts?
Make sure you hit the subscription button, because when these things come out, you need to get notified, because they're going to drop at like 10 a.m. You only got a few hours to get your picks in. You want to get the right ones.
Good point. All right. Be good.